Look at this dude! This is Luigi, the brother of that red guy that is not a hero. Anyways, Luigi is such a peaceful person that today he wants to save the princess without hurting anyone. The rules are simple. We are going to play new Super Luigi U on the Nintendo Switch and we'll try to beat it without using violence. That means that we will try to avoid attacking enemies and killing them. Can we do it? I don't know, let's find out. World 1-1 is filled to the brim with those flying squirrels holding an acorn power-up. And as tempting as it is to attack one to grab that power-up, that would be very violent and thus illegal to do for this quest. Instead, I dodged them all and made my way to the flagpole. 1-2 was actually not too bad. It does contain a crap ton of enemies and this can be overwhelming at times, but by being careful we can get to the end without stepping on one of these guys. Next up is 1-Tower. And well, this one is full of fire bars and spinning gears, but if we're strictly discussing enemies, well, there ain't a lot. There's a few dry bones near this red door, but that's it really. The problem is what awaits on the other side of the door. It's Boom Boom the Mad Lad, a boss that we need to defeat by jumping on his head. I kinda don't wanna do that. The thing is, there is a secret exit located in 1-2, but in order to get there, we need an acorn suit. And as you remember, we can't really get one without hurting a flying squirrel. Unless we play 1-1 twice to first grab a mushroom and then we go back to grab an acorn. What? A coin? Why is it giving me a coin? I was convinced this thing was gonna give me an acorn suit. Oh no, what are we gonna do? So, my last bet is to enter this mushroom house and hope for an acorn suit. I got a super crown, an item that I can't even use as Luigi because it's a toadette only item. Well, this is kinda sad. Are we in trouble? Well, not really. I didn't even need Peach yet or even an acorn suit in the end because look at this epic gamer move I did as Luigi. We can barely make it to the other side there and then we can just ground pound the floor, enter the secret pipe and get to the secret exit. Nice! Alright, time to see where this new road leads us. And it leads us right to 1-Cheep Cheep, an underwater stage full of fish all over the place. We'll have to avoid them all and also swim fast if we don't want to become cheap chump food. But yeah, it wasn't too bad and I beat it quite fast. Beating this level opens up a shortcut that leads us straight to World 5, which is a huge time save. Alright, time for World 5-1, and this one was filled to the brim with scary jumps over the poison water. This one in particular was nerve-wracking, but it is thankfully possible. Okay, good stuff. Let's move on to 5-2, which is a weird level featuring a bunch of blocks going in and out of the poisoned water. We have to time our jumps, and that's it really. Oh, fun fact, this block here contains an acorn suit, which will probably be quite helpful in future levels. Oh, speaking of, the next stage is a Boom Boom level once again. We kinda need to find a way to skip it. And well, we are in luck because the stage we just completed has a secret exit. When we reach this part here, we just have to do a ground pound attack and hit that block, which will make a switch appear, and then after hitting that switch, we'll be able to reach the secret exit. This skips most of the world and brings us to the other side here. Nice! 5-6 was full of sumo brothers, and dodging their electric attack can be quite annoying, but I assure you it is possible. The issue now is that we reach Iggy's Swinging Chains castle. And well, at the end of the castle, we'll have to attack Iggy. So basically now we have to choose who we are going to be violent with, Iggy or Boom Boom. This is actually a very simple question to answer. Okay, follow me here. If we defeat Iggy, we reach World 6, okay? Which contains a bunch of levels and probably more towers and more castles, and thus forcing us to attack even more people. But if instead we attack Boom Boom, well, we'll reach 5-Ghost House, a stage that features a secret exit that can lead us to World 7. Basically, we now have to choose if we want to skip World 6 or not. Of course I want to skip it, I'm not dumb! The downside is that we now have to enter 5-Tower, a level that features 0 enemies, but 1 lovely mad lad. I'm sorry, Boom Boom, I'm gonna have to attack you once, twice, 3 times. Ah, the agony. Well, we have made our first victim, and we now have 3 acts of violence done. This is sad, but hopefully we won't have to do more. Alright, let's move to 5-Ghost House, and look for that secret exit I was promised. Well, it was pretty easy to find actually, we just have to glide to the secret door that's all the way to the end of the stage. Plus, the only enemies here are boos, and without a star, we cannot defeat them, so no violence needs to be done here. 5-Parabeetles was not too bad, we just have to ride these guys to the top of the world. When we stand on a Parabeetle, it does seem to be slightly annoyed, but I wouldn't consider this to be an act of violence. Hey, look at that, we made it to World 7 already! That was quick. 7-1 is a level where we have to ride ice blocks in order to get to the end of it. And well, in order to have ice blocks, we need to freeze those fuzzies, which is definitely an act of violence and illegal. The thing is, Luigi's not the one freezing these guys. No, it's those ice bros up there. They're the bad guys, not us. Whew, that was a close one. 7-2 is all about bouncing on wigglers in order to reach the end, and well, by the looks of it, bouncing on them does seem to make them quite mad. Like, not irritated like the Parabeetles, no, straight up angry. Yeah, I guess I do have to consider jumping on a wiggler an act of violence. And well, as there are many wigglers to jump on, this brings up the violence counter to a really high number. Psych! This level is located on a split path, so we don't even have to play it! Gotcha! Let's try 7-3, a level that's full of rainbow-colored platforms. It looks lovely, but the best thing about this stage is that no violence needs to be done in order to beat it. Neat! 7-Tower is next, and the level was a bit scary, but we didn't need to attack anyone. Sadly, we end up getting to the top and we have to get inside that red door. And well, on the other side, we have the lovely Kamek. We actually have to beat this stage in order to progress. No secret exits can save us this time around. That means we have to commit 3 more acts of violence to defeat the dude. Ugh, that sucks, but let's keep moving. 7-Ghost House was very simple, and by entering this door down here, we get to a secret exit that skips most of the world, so that's good for us for the quest. It's already time for 7-Castle, a level that's all about crushing poor Luigi with those big metallic blocks. Let's avoid them and go up the staircase to meet Ludwig. To defeat the guy, we'll need to jump 3 times on his head. And well, this is violent, but it is what we have to do if we want to get to World 8. Alright, let's quickly go there. Wait a minute, what's going on? An airship level? Ah, well that was not on my bingo card. That level was full of bombs and cannonballs, which are pretty annoying to dodge, but not as annoying as Junior! Ugh, the little brat wants to fight me, and well, he gives me no choice but to jump on his head 3 times. Gosh dang it, that's 3 more acts of violence we have to do. Well, at least now we can move to the final world, Peach's Castle. World 8-1 features a bunch of flaming boulders falling from the sky and also a couple Koopa Troopas. Let's just dodge all of these and we're gonna be good. 8-2 features a platform that allows us to ride through the magma river. If too many enemies stand on the raft, well it stops moving, which is a bit annoying. Thankfully, those lovely Goombas and Koopa Troopas are nice enough to jump in the lava on their own and allow the raft to continue moving. What a bunch of charming lads! 8-3 is full of spinning gears that we have to jump on in order to get to the flagpole. It doesn't feature enemies though, so we're good. A dash tower is up, and that one features elevator platforms that only we can stand on. If a bomb stands on it with us, it starts falling down in the lava. Luckily, we can just move the platform to the right as fast as we can and dodge all of the bombs. Well, here we go. It's time for the final level, A dash castle. And that one only features Junior, meaning it was pretty simple. Oh, hey, it's Bowser! And well, I jumped above his head and hit the pickaxe to break the bridge. I guess this is considered an act of violence, cause I clearly tried to murder the dude. It didn't work though, he's safe, I promise. After climbing up this staircase, it's time for the final showdown against Bowser and Junior. In order to beat the guy, we first have to jump on Junior once to steal his Koopa Clown car, and then we hit Bowser with it. Now, as soon as the hit is done, we have to quickly hop back in the Koopa Clown car, dodge the shell, and repeat the process. Soon, Bowser will be gone and the princess will be saved. Yay! That did cost us a few acts of violence though, so let's just recap. Is it possible to beat new Super Luigi U without using violence? No, it isn't. We actually had to attack a couple enemies. We attacked Boom Boom by jumping on his head 3 times. Then we attacked Kamek with 3 more acts of violence. Ludwig was next, with also 3 more acts of violence. Then it was Junior in the airship, so that's 3 more. Then it was Bowser when I jumped on the big switch over here, so that's 1 more. And last but not least, I did attack Junior 1 more time to get his flying car, and then use that car to crush Bowser 3 times. This brings up the total to 17 acts of violence and 7 casualties. Whew, well, that's not a great result. I mean, I always knew Mario was not a hero, so that was expected of him, but I didn't expect Luigi to be like that. Dang, I guess the guy's not a hero. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and tap the cards on screen for more epic videos like this one. Alright, bye!